Very, 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 very good question. When was the last time Canelo ever knocked anyone out? And I can give you that answer. It was Caleb Plant in 2021. Yeah. See, in 2021, it's like, to me, it's like the light in Canelo went out a bit. You know, not completely out. It's just, I think it went out enough to people to definitely notice that this guy is not what he used to be. Okay. And with Canelo declining, I think, you know, at the same time, you know, demanding $100 million to fight David Benavidez and not want to fight David Benavidez, but, you know, going to the zone and getting beat by Dimitri Bivol, because you remember all that happened after that. You know what I'm saying? So the whole deal with Canelo is, it's simple. Canelo is, you're not going to see him knock anyone out, because I don't think that he mentally feels he needs to do that, or he physically can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's almost like me now going like, I'm going to get some oatmeal from, you know, the store here. But then the thought like, hey, why don't I go to the gym before I do that, get a good workout? Well, you know, my mind may tell me something, but then my body may tell me something else. And I think it's a combination for Canelo. When you get older, you're like, well, there's no need for me to knock a guy out. I just need to win the fight. And I think Canelo's to that mindset. So that means the hunger is gone, the anticipation, the desire to bring someone down to their destruction, you know, to end the show by your own accord. I think that's what Canelo's on. You know, it may be that mental, I don't need to do this / arrogant way of thinking, you know, or he physically may not be able to do that anymore, to press the gas enough to, you know, run over his opponents. Now, Timothy Bradley is speaking his mind, and that, you know what, I can only respect that, because I think at sometimes you don't have to agree all the time. But I can tell you this: when he called Gervonta Tank Davis a clown, nobody disagreed. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, he's probably going to get some hate for this, because the Canelo fans are not necessarily Gervonta Tank Davis fans either, are they? No, they're not. So I think, if anything, you know, he's just asking a good question, like, when has Canelo Alvarez knocked anyone out? And, you know, hey, there's nothing wrong with being objective to any fighter. You know, he hasn't done that in a long time. And, you know, here's the weird thing about Canelo. The reason I explained it like that is the fighters that he dropped, like Jaime Munguia. He did that early in that fight. Edgar Berlanga, he did that earlier in that fight. And yeah, he was able to drop them, and, you know, he was able to put them down to the canvas, but he wasn't able to stop them. And that makes you think, like, okay, is this guy just getting lackadaisical or just doing enough to win fights? Maybe so. You know what I mean? Because it's not the fact that he can't do it, you know, or he lacks punching power. I just think he lacks interest in wanting to knock these guys out. And that may be, you know, a wise factor. That may be, you know, a lack of hunger again, or a lack of not wanting to hurt your opponent. Either way, that doesn't look exciting. And either way, it does show decline. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Because it doesn't matter how you slice it or dice it. You're like, you know, Canelo, you're not doing the same shit. So you really shouldn't be looked up or looked as the same person. you know? So do you call it haterade, or you call it just critiquing of someone that is lacking of these days? Tell me what you think. Please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.